Hello, guys. How are you? Well, today I bring you a little bit of a reinforce and review of Trinity Grade 4. We are going to start with the document, but first of all, I'm going to give you some advices for your oral exams, not only Trinity exams, but any oral exam you do in your life. And first of all, of course, be polite, sed educados, and say, hello, good morning, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. But not only it's for you to say, I'm fine, thank you. Okay, if you feel fine, you feel okay, of course, say that. But you don't need to say, I'm fine, thank you, as a robot. As I told you, you can say, I'm a bit nervous, or it's very hot today, but I'm okay. I don't know. Try to be creative. Try to be confident of your own speaking skills. Um, and well, if you feel in that moment, you feel like a panic attack, you can say, I'm fine, thank you. There is no problem about that. And also say, how are you? You know? What else? What else? You can say nice to meet you when the other person tells you his or her name. You can say nice to meet you. That's important. And yeah, some strategies when you don't listen to something. That's a usual problem you may find. Okay, when that happens, you can say just pardon, pardon. It comes from French, but it's in English. Okay, pardon, or you can say sorry. Can you repeat that, please? Or can you repeat it, please? That's okay. Pardon is more typical. Is what they usually say. So if you say pardon, or even more formal, could be beg your pardon. Okay, beg como suplicar, como la canción de begging you, but beg your pardon, please. Okay, or beg your pardon. And that's fantastic. That's fantastic. It's a very good way to. And finally, if you don't understand because you tried many times and you are feeling like a panic attack and you don't understand what the examiner is saying, but you just can say, try not to, okay, try not to, but you can just say, sorry, I didn't understand that, okay, I didn't understand that. Um, so, well, those are some strategies. What else? What else? Oh, yes, please, with your age. In Spanish, we say tengo 10 años o tengo 11 años, but not in English. In English, we don't say I have. It's a typical mistake we make when speaking English, okay? Remember, it's I am 11 years old, okay? I am. Um, what else? What else? We are going to start with the units, okay? As you know, one of the key parts of this grade, it's the verbs in past, okay? Regular verbs and irregular verbs. The most typical ones are these ones, but you can be asked any. I don't think they're going to. You have to use the verb shake, agitar, in past shook. I don't think that that's going to happen. I mean, these are very common verbs, and these ones are the ones you are going to use in most of the cases. Okay, remember that sightseeing goes with the verb go. For example, last summer I went sightseeing. So typical questions are going to be in past, especially about your last holidays. Where did you go on holiday 2 years ago, or last year, or last summer? This is a typical question, and it's a question you should prepare because it's going to happen probably. It's the best way for an examiner to check if you control past simple. Because if I ask you that, I'm trying to find the student can use verbs in past. And please don't say went all the time. I went to the beach. I went with my parents. I went to a fun fair. I went to a park. Okay, try to use more verbs. More verbs. Okay, because when you use many, the examiner usually thinks, okay, this girl or this boy can control many verbs in past. And also, you can use negative sentences. But I didn't went. But I didn't go to the mountains. But I didn't eat pizza. But I didn't travel to Paris. You can use negative sentences as well. It's past as well. Okay, so that's not bad. Um, What else about these? Well, I think obviously you need to practice all these questions as we have done in class, but let's continue. About shopping, remember that there are many places to shop, and I can ask you, where do you buy books? Well, I buy books from the bookshop, or I buy books from the department store, or I buy books from the internet. Okay, but the most important thing of this unit is, as we said, comparing. Okay, you have to compare types of shop. For example, typical question could be this one: what do you prefer, to buy in the, I don't know, to buy in the shopping center, or in the on the internet? Why? Use comparative sentences. Okay, you have to compare. I prefer to buy in the shopping center because it's safer, más seguro, safer than buying online. I prefer buying in the shopping center because the variety is bigger, or because the things are cheaper, or I don't know. There are many reasons, because the shop assistants are nicer. Okay, I prefer to buy in the internet because it is more comfortable, más cómodo, than buying in a shopping center. I prefer to buy in the supermarket than in the street market because the quality of the food is better. Okay, so try to prepare your answers because this question is also very, very likely. Okay, um, let's go. More questions about shops. Try to answer them all. You can write them with your pencil or do it on mentally, okay, but try to. Then about food, remember the different parts of the menu, okay, the starters and the main course, the dessert. It's a false friend, okay, it's not dessert. Dessert is desierto, but dessert is postre. Drinks, your favorite food. Okay, I don't say all the time I like, I don't like. Okay, you have many ways to say that. I hate broccoli. I hate broccoli. I can't stand lentils. I can't stand lentils. I don't like, it's okay. I'm not keen on, okay, you can say it, but it's a bit complicated, this sentence. You don't need to. I really like, okay? Instead of I like, you can use I really like, or I really like donuts, or I really like carrots, okay? And if you talk about food, food can be delicious, food can be disgusting, okay? I don't like lentils because they are disgusting. Well, in my case, I love them, but I really like them. Spicy food, tasty, delicious. If you played Candy Crush, you know what I'm talking about. Tasty, delicious. Okay, so questions, they can be in past as well. What did you eat yesterday? Yesterday, I ate in past. Okay, be careful with that. Be careful with that. That's it. Questions about food. What else? What else? Then at the weekends and throughout the year, these are activities. Okay, typical question: what do you like doing in your free time? What do you like doing in your free time? In my free time, I like chatting with my friends. I like eating. I like gardening. Gardening. Me gusta hacer jardinería. I like shopping. I like walking the dog. But the other typical questions are with adverbs of frequency. Remember that they are placed, we saw it in the first unit in the book, but remember that they are placed after the subject, right after the subject. For example, I always read books. I usually play video games. Okay. We often go to the beach. I sometimes listen to music. I seldom, que es casi nunca, I seldom play basketball, or I don't know, I never eat octopus. It's a lie, but it's an example. Okay, so maybe they ask you, how often do you, no, 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 how often do you go to the cinema? I seldom go to the cinema. I usually go to the cinema. Or I go to the cinema twice a week. I go to the cinema twice a month. I go to the cinema once a week. I go to the cinema 3 times a month. Okay. What's your favorite season and why? This is perfect because you can say, my favorite season is winter, my favorite season is summer, and say why. Because I can go to the beach, because I can play football with my friends. Okay, so that's a fantastic question that is very good for you. Okay, so more questions, especially about adverbs of frequency and about your likes, your favorite season, your favorite kind of weather. Okay, sports. Let's go to sports. As we said, we have many sports here, and we have the sport equipment we need for them. Bat, which is un bate. Bow era un arco, porque se usa para cricket. Es como un arco, como una especie de portería. Bow. Console. Flippers, las aletas. Helmet, el casco. Net, la red. Pads are the protections, okay? For, I don't know, for example, roller skating or snowboarding. Queen is a piece of chess, okay? Not a piece of cheese, okay? A piece of chess. There's a racket. And be careful because when you play paddle, you don't say racket, you say paddle, okay? It's a paddle, actually. Rod, que es una caña, snorkel, la gafa y el tubo. Y yacht, well, we cannot say this one because it's un yate. Uh, so these are some nouns about your hobbies. But well, don't worry because of that. How often do you play sports? Well, I usually play sports. I often play football. I sometimes play na na na. You like when I say na na na? So yeah, I think in this case they are going to ask you most likely questions of how often do you do that. Okay. Or, for example, questions of if you play some sport well or badly. Okay. For example, do you? How do you play football? Well, I think I play football very well. Okay, but I think playing basketball is hard. Or um, I think I play very carefully. I play very carefully. I think I run very quickly. I think I run quickly. I think I play slowly. I think I play slowly. I think I play terribly, terribly, like me with basketball. I play terribly. Okay, and we are getting to the end. We are going to talk about school and work. Okay, there are some jobs here: caretaker, que es conserje, sería nuestro Pedro de nuestro cole; cleaner, head teacher, nurse, and teacher. And then we have a lot of verbs. I don't know, mop, which is like, pues eso, pasar la mopa. Lock, cerrar las puertas. Okay, remember in English we say close the door, but close the door is not with the key. When you use the key, you have to say lock. And when the key is locked, okay, it's not closed, but also locked. Okay. Fix, arreglar. Okay. Empty the paper bins. The caretaker empties the paper bins, and the caretaker fixes the doors, for example. Okay. So empty the bins. Building this school is a very our school is a very big building with 3 floors or four. Well, yeah, a ground floor, and then first floor, second floor, and third floor. So 4 floors. Okay, and that's a timetable. Typical questions. What do you prefer to do at school? Well, at school, I prefer um, doing maths, or I prefer studying English, of course. What's your favorite subject? Okay, you have to say my favorite subject is English, okay? Because otherwise, I will chase you and I will hunt you. No, don't worry. If your favorite subject is not English, well, it's a pity, but you can say it, okay? My favorite subject is PE because I can play sports with my friends. My favorite subject is English because I can listen to stories and I can speak with my friends, okay? Um, how many teachers are there in your school? You don't know the number, but don't worry. You say there are 31 teachers. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, what do you want to be when you grow up? When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. I want to be an English teacher. I want to be a writer. I want to be a police officer. Okay. So going to, it's very important in this one because they can ask you about jobs, for example. What are you going to be when you grow up? When I grow up, I'm going to study, I'm going to study medicine because I'm going to be a doctor. Are you going to be a nurse? No, I'm not. Yes, I am. What are you going to study at university? I'm going to study teaching. I'm going to study, I don't know, veterinary. I'm going to study English. I'm going to study literature, literature, literatura. Okay? Um, and they can show you a picture with somebody doing something or getting ready to do something. And they can tell you, what is the teacher going to do? He is going to write on the board. He is going to speak. Okay. So that's it. I think with these, you have a lot of advices, a lot of questions to practice. Remember, it's super important to use verbs in past, to use going to use comparative and superlative sentences, and also the adverbs of frequency. As I said, I always play, I usually get up at 9 o'clock. I don't know. You need to use the adverbs of frequency as well. And don't panic, but try always to answer with long sentences. Okay, don't say do you like playing football, and you say yes. No, don't do that. Or yes, I do. Not just that. Continue saying more things. Yes, I do, because I play very well with my friends. So try to talk. It's a conversation. Okay, um, it's not only answering questions, but also you can ask questions to the examiner. Remember that. And well, it's like be fluent in a conversation. So don't worry if you don't find a word. Never speak in Spanish. Try to find some way else to say what you want to say. Okay. So I hope your advices or my advices are working for you. I'm going to try to stop the video because I don't know how to. Okay. And well, if you have any doubt, I will be attending. I will be looking my email. Okay, so you can ask me the questions you have. Okay. Bye bye, guys. See you.